Speaker Tobin, how are you today?
Good morning. Well, good afternoon. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Doing real well. It's serendipitous to have you on today. The Arizona Republic gave you a big endorsement, the Republic editorial board, saying Andy Tobin is a refreshingly candid conservative with an interesting message. Big endorsement for you.
Well, it's that what makes it more interesting and big is that I think it also stated in there I have a tendency to avoid the media, and the truth is that they're absolutely right. I don't try to be out in front of a lot of things. I think oftentimes trying to make things work from behind the scenes has actually been more effective, and we have a lot of other members who do have more of a need to be out there on the media, and I'm happy to help them get out in front. That's part of the job, So I'm more quiet than that, and so it was nice of them to recognize that. I do appreciate the endorsement, but it's just one of very many. I mean, you're bringing on Ed Honey endorsed me, as well as over 30, 34, 35. I can't remember supervisors, sheriffs, mayors, in the district alone, and numerous others who are outside of the district who we haven't run out yet. It's been a very refreshing campaign. I've really enjoyed it. We were just on the reservation, Navajo reservation yesterday, and speaking to their energy group, and had a great time up there. And we were in Winslow and Holbrook the night before, and meeting with their city councils, and we were in Taylor and Snowflake, and I was meeting with the mayor there, and so I'd be lying to you if I said it was a burden. It's not. It's really honorable to be able to be so well received.
Well, I will tell you, and I'm sure you've discovered it as you've put the mileage. It's a huge state, and CD1 is one of the biggest, maybe the biggest geographic congressional district in the United States, if you don't include like the whole state of Wyoming. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah. It is huge. It's the size of Pennsylvania basically, but it's not rectangular in shape. So you could be in from where I live in Pullman, I can go 2 hours north by northwest in Mojave County. You still be in the district. And yet, at the same time, of course, Superior, is in the district. Thatcher is in the district. You can start the White Mountains. You go Greer's in the district. You can go into Maricopa, Marana, all of these are in the district, as well as Four Corners, the entire Navajo Nation. In fact, the quickest way to get you there is to figure there's only 4 counties in Arizona that are not in the district.
Wow.
And that usually, when you think about Yuma and La Paz, it's on the, southwestern part of the state. And really it's Cochise and Santa Cruz. Every other county has a piece of this district, if not all of it.
What do you think I was going to ask you, in that Republic editorial and their endorsement, they said you have an interesting message. What would you say that message is? What's the bottom line message?
Well, I think it's a common sense message that says, this country is, we're in trouble. And I think we need reasonable people to make reasonable choices. And, we're not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. What America was founded on still exists. It's a great American spirit of freedom. We have, we're watching our greatest generation leave us, and it's very sad as they're aging. And yet, there's great inspiration as I travel around with our youth that do the math a little bit here. These young Americans and our children go to far-off lands, places they've never been, fighting in wars for other people's freedoms that they've never known. Does that remind you about a generation that that once was called the greatest generation, or is still called that? There is a lot to be proud of in our country, and sadly, we have a president who he's not leading from behind. He's not leading at all, and we have folks who support him by keeping him in power by enabling this just incompetent posture that he's had, and every week is a new crisis, and I can see why the American spirit is harmed, because they feel like the nation isn't moving forward. And maybe it's true. Maybe we've had our better days, and maybe we've had our best days. But I don't believe that in the eyes and the spirit of our youth and those who really believe in what America is. I don't believe that at all. And I think what we're missing is American aspiration. And I think this president his party have sucked it dry, or at least the part of his party that that continues to move us in a direction that's just not who we are.
Andy Tobin is with us, CD1 candidate on the Republican primary. He is also the Arizona Speaker of the House. Can you take a quick question from one of the listeners?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Sue, I believe, is with us. Sue, your question real quickly, please.
Oh, yes, I was at a Keeney meeting, and he mentioned it. I just wanted to know if Mr. Tobin voted in favor of the SB 2047. And then my other question was, I understand he's in District something else, and yet he's voting in District 1. And how can he do that? Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't understand the first question.
I didn't get the first. What
was the name?
HB
2047.
What bill is that? Yeah. What does it do? I don't know all the numbers.
Something to do with testing.
With testing.
Testing. Was that if that was the bill? We eliminated the Ames exam.
Okay.
I think everyone knows that was just it had seen better days and had been augmented year after year after year until we reached the point where folks were passing this test that really weren't able to get out of class. So the Ames test had to go away, and I did vote to remove the Ames test. The other question that usually gets brought up from my opponents is about where I live.
Mm-hmm.
And I do live in Paulden, which is just outside of Congressional District 1, which is in now Congressional District 4. And I've made it clear that I believe that when you're serving, you should be living in the district that you're serving, and I intend to do that, and I intend to move into the district. I know this district very well. Obviously, when you have 30 plus endorsements from folks who are in the district, who are the mayors and the sheriffs, and whether it be Paul Babu or Sheriff Sheehan or Sheriff Masher, the Sheriff Reardon, any of these sheriffs, Sheriff Allred, any of these sheriffs will tell you that I have been there supporting them. All these city mayors, whether it be the mayor of Eloy, the mayor of Williams, the mayor of Tucson, the mayor of Page, the mayor of Marana, this list goes on, and it is just incredible the amount of support they have. And not one of the other House candidates running for the primary have an endorsement from a single mayor in the district that they attack me on for just being outside of. I think we all know how gerrymandering happened in the redistricting process. They intentionally carved out Paulden so it wouldn't be in this district, so Ann Kirkpatrick wouldn't have to worry about me running. The problem is that I love that district, and I am a part of that district, and I've served the communities in that district for 8 years, and have done so as the speaker in my 4th year. So I'm very confident that the voters recognize that I'm the person who has helped rural Arizona beyond what anyone's expectations would have been, and to have Senator Flake and Congressman Shattuck and Congressman Goldwater all there supporting me, as well as the Arizona Right to Life and the United States Chamber of Commerce, and these are folks who have surrounded me and are helping me because they know of the great success we've had bringing Arizona out from really near collapse after Governor Napolitano left, and bringing it back to a point where we have a chance to continue to grow.
Speaker Tobin, I've only got about a minute and a half, and I want to ask you about the moratorium that the governor has put into place to look at what happened yesterday. The botched execution took 2 hours for this inmate, Joseph Wood, to die of lethal injection. What do you think we should do?
Well, I think the governor's right to make sure we have the process is as efficient as it's supposed to be. At the end of the day, I mean, my heart goes out to the families that were harmed by this murderer, and I do believe that we need to be better at our task, and I think that's what the governor's inquiry is going to be all about, and I applaud her for making that choice.
Okay, Andy Tobin, where can people find out more about the campaign?
AndyTobin.com. I'd love for you to pull up the videos and come on out and support the campaign. It's been incredible watching the momentum build for us and heading into the general election, and making sure that we go back to Washington, D.C. with the true rural Arizona values that I brought to the table here at the Capitol.
All right, Speaker Tobin, thank you for spending part of your lunch hour with